The night dawns on, and still no sign of FB. We nap in 1-hour shifts, but it doesn't help the exhaustion. On top of that, I don't have anyone to talk to. Moeka can't keep a conversation going, so there's nothing I can do to stave off boredom. I went back to the lab to shower just before dawn, but Kurisu, who's working an all-nighter on the time leap machine, just glared at me. The wait finally ends just after 1 p.m. on the 13th. Did we tell Kurisu what we're doing, so in case something goes wrong, we can contact her and she can time leap? Someone comes to open the lower right locker. We watch from behind the pillar. It's a nondescript middle-aged man. He's dressed in a new suit, but it hangs rather poorly on him, as if he's not used to wearing it. Moeka shakes her head firmly.
FB は女性よ。
となると、雇われて回収しに来た人間かもしれない。
Or could it be someone from the locker company here to clear it after weeks overdue? That would make us all idiots, Moeka, FB, and me. The man has the key to the locker. He pays a late fee of 100 coins, then removes the cardboard box with the IBN 5100 inside. The man thought ahead and brought a pushcart. He puts the IBN 5100 on the pushcart with a bit of effort and begins walking away. The man heads straight for Akiba station. Strangely enough, he walks up to an overweight man standing in front of the ticket machine. The overweight man is wearing a t-shirt and has all the signs of an otaku. He doesn't seem to have anything in common with the first guy, who looks like an average salaryman. They transfer the IBN 5100 into the man's suitcase. After they exchange a few words, the man enters the station alone. Then the guy in the suit leaves. What was the purpose of that transfer? Is the man FB, or just another link in some kind of chain? At any rate, if we keep pulling the IBN 5100, we should reach FB eventually. We enter the station. The man boards the Yamanote line. We board on the next cart and keep watch through the connecting door. It's a weekday afternoon, so there aren't many passengers. 30 minutes later, we arrive at Shinjuku Station. Here, the train sees a sharp increase in passenger traffic. Moeka pulls on my sleeve. The man has slipped into the stream of departing passengers. He's about to exit onto the platform. We follow him, but due to our slow reaction, we push our way through the boarding passengers. The train doors close, and it slowly departs. The man starts walking towards the exit. Shinjuku is crowded, so we have to follow close behind or we'll lose him. But then, I stop in my tracks. The man is empty-handed. His suitcase is missing. What? For a second, I think we followed the wrong man, but no, it's definitely him. He left it on the train. We watched him the whole time he was on the train. There's no doubt he had the suitcase when the train arrived in Shinjuku. Could he have passed it to someone else in this crowd? They know how to lose a tail. I return to the lab and leap an hour back. I find myself inside the train. I know it's bad manners to use my phone on the train, but this is an emergency. According to the train's display, we're about to leave Otsuka for Ikebukuro, 3 stops to Shinjuku. Moeka is next to me, acting inconspicuous. I peek at the man in the next car.
新宿駅で仕掛けてくるぞ。あの男、降りたと見せかけて荷物を別の人間に受け渡す。さっきはまんまと引っかかった。
さっき
Doesn't look like Moeka's caught on yet.
俺は1時間後からタイムリープしてきたんだ。
タイムリープ
Moeka's eyes widen. The train arrives at Shinjuku on schedule. Just to make sure, I'll have Moeka follow the man when he gets off. Before the doors open, I stealthily move to his car. He still has a suitcase with the IBN 5100.
Shinjuku.
The doors open and passengers spew out. The man leaves too, just like last time. However,
やはり
he leaves the suitcase on the train. And now, passengers from Shinjuku board. Someone walks up to the abandoned suitcase. It's a woman in her 30s pushing a baby stroller. There's no baby. The woman casually loads the suitcase into her stroller and sits down. After witnessing that scene, I return to the neighboring car. I need to be careful. These guys are serious about avoiding pursuit. The train starts moving. I contact Moeka so we can regroup later. After that incident, the package swaps couriers like a hot potato, snaking around the tracks that run through Tokyo like a web. Whenever they give me the slip, I timely resume the chase. Finally, the courier and package get aboard the Hibiya line and return to Akiba station, where it all began. Wow. I recognize the last courier. He's one of the men who raided the lab with Moeka. The one who hit me with his gun. The man easily carries the 25-kilo package out of the station. We follow. A car honks its horn. Moeka and I immediately hide. Peering out from cover, I see a white flatbed parked in front of the station. A muscular man hops out of the driver's seat.
Huh?
I know that face. No, it can't be. Mr. Braun? I desperately try to organize my thoughts. That's Tennouji Yugo, owner of the Braun Tube workshop. Mr. Braun. Why? Why is he here? Does this mean he's connected to FB? To the Rounders? Was the Braun Tube workshop just a front for CERN? Is that how he can afford to keep it open? What's going on here? His shop is right below the lab. If he's working for the enemy, then... I shiver at the thought. Stop. Let's not rush to conclusions. He might just be another courier. We watch from a distance. Tennouji takes the suitcase from the crew cut man and loads it into the back seat of his car. Then he gets into the car alone and takes off towards Showadori. I stare after it in disbelief. Oh dear. I time-leap several hours to before the first man arrived at the coin locker. Then I explain the situation to Moeka. My plan is to get ahead of the package. After killing some time at Starbucks, we rent a car. I don't have a license, so Moeka's driving. We go to the street in front of the roundabout facing Showadori and park near Yodobashi Camera. Now, we wait.
緊張しているのか肩に力が入りすぎているぞ運転歴はどれぐらいだ
ペーパー
Oh dear. Oh no.
ペーパーってペーパードライバーということか勘弁してくれ事故るなよ
I was surprised Moeka had a license in the first place. Apparently FB told her it would come in handy for her rounder work. I have Moeka wait in the car while I keep a lookout on the roundabout. The white station wagon's already stopped there. From this distance, I can clearly see Tennouji in the driver's seat. Nobody else is riding. The crew cut guy should arrive just after 5 p.m. As expected, the crew cut man arrives right on time, effortlessly dragging the suitcase behind him. It feels weird seeing the exact same scene from a different angle. I hurry back to the car where Moeka's waiting.
来るぞ
The station wagon rolls past us. It takes a left turn at Showadori intersection towards Okachimachi. Moeka smoothly sets the car in motion. Finally, we arrive at Tennouji's house in Okachimachi. This is the house where Suzuha lived. Her rusty old mountain bike is still sitting out front. Tennouji brings the IBN 5100 inside. We stop a little farther down the road and keep watch.
どういうこと FB はどこ？
あの家に運び込んだことが何を意味するかだ。一時的な保管場所ということなのか、それとも。
Is he FB? Does he know FB? Moeka insists that FB is a woman. So maybe it's Tennouji's wife, whom I've never met. I have Moeka show me one of FB's mails. Okay. So to summarize, FB is saying that even though Moeka's not good at talking to people, that's something that makes her special, and that, you know, she can always talk to FB, and, you know, oh, you should try this miso stew from Nagoya, and some things about the mission, and FB calls themselves Moeka's mother, which is kind of creepy. She's kept a lot of mails archived like this one.
M4 というのが私のコードネーム。それも FB がつけてくれた。
Moeka's a mailing machine. She sent FB nearly 10 mails a day, but FB replied to every single one. You'd have to be a saint to reply to all those emails. No wonder Moeka was so dependent on FB.
今度はここで張り込みだな。
I've daughter set up a wireless infrared camera on the telephone pole down the street. We park a couple blocks away and watch the video feed. The next day, Tennouji goes to work on his moped like usual, returns after sunset. There's no sign of his daughter, Nai, or his wife. Something finally happens early Sunday morning. Just before 3 a.m., 6 people show up at Tennouji's house.
あれは
It's dark, but I recognize them. They're the rounders who raided the lab with Moeka. Moeka doesn't show much of a reaction. I thought she knew them. I ask, but she says she's never met them before. It looks like this Worldline's Moeka has been cut off completely. Were they done with her once she found them in IBN 5100? Tennouji comes out and loads the IBN 5100 into the station wagon. Then the 6 men get in and drive away. Tennouji sees them off, then goes back inside his house.
今度はどこへ？
I'm interested in Tennouji's story, but the IBN 5100 will lead us to FB. We decide to follow the station wagon. The pursuit ends at Narita International Airport. The 6 men, IBN 5100 in tow, board a plane headed for France. France, Cern's home country. What does this mean?
天王寺の妻が FB の可能性がある。
Since there's no sign of FB this far, she must be an extremely cautious individual, but evidence suggests only one possibility. On Alpha Worldline 1, Moeka's men attacked the night the time leap machine was completed. Their timing was perfect. It makes sense if you assume that Tennouji is closely linked to FB. He was right downstairs the whole time we were discussing our plans. FB knew exactly what we were up to. We were dancing to her tune all along. When we get back to Akiba, Moeka and I start walking towards Tennouji's house. But on the way, I get an angry call from Kurisu demanding an update, so I decide to take care of that first. Kurisu sighs when she sees me.
あんたね、少しは連絡したらどうなの？
ずっと立て込んでいたのだ。
立て込んでたね。
Kurisu glances at Moeka.
もしかして心配していたのか？
私じゃないわよ。私は別にあんたがどこで何をしてようが知ったことじゃないけど、ただ真由里はすごく心配してた。 見てて痛々しいぐらいにね。せめてあの子にだけは連絡してあげなさいよ。
Now that she mentions it, it feels like I haven't talked to Mairi in forever.
全てはマユリを救うため。敵の正体がもうすぐ分かりそうなんだよ。
というか敵って。
Lisa glances at Moeka again. Moeka is completely expressionless. She's lightly kicking the dirt in boredom. She hasn't used her phone once since we began the search for FB.
彼女は敵じゃないの？
敵だが真実を求めるため協調体制をとっている。
マユリを殺す人なんでしょ？
そうだ。
However, Moeka is just a pawn, and one that no longer poses a threat. To save Mairi, I need to capture the king. Well, the king's cell phone.
まあいい。それでこれからどこか行くんでしょ？
正気か助手よ。
正気だけど助手じゃないから。
危険かもしれないぞ。
Lisa falters for a moment, but quickly tightens her expression.
今日の私は死ぬことになってる。
I've experienced the future, so I know who dies today.
いや、お前は死なない。
だったら問題なし。世界から死なないことを保証されたようなものだから。
You have to be careful though, Kurisu. Right, Kurisu doesn't die today. Neither does Mairi. The only person who dies today is Kiryu Moeka. This afternoon, she kills herself. I've already told Moeka her fate. But in spite of that, Moeka doesn't seem upset, at least on the surface. She's expressionless as always. The only difference is that she's not checking her phone as often. But Moeka's not a strong woman. Beneath that expressionless mask, is she struggling against the fear of death? I decide to confront Tennouji directly. I have Kurisu stand guard outside the house while Moeka and I go inside. Not that we're planning to break in, we ring the doorbell like honest citizens. Tennouji soon opens the door and invites us into the living room. The divergence meter is still sitting in its usual spot. I glance at the numbers. 0.523307%. There's still a long way to go before I reach the 1%. How much more of this can I take?
よく来てくれたな。
It's just after dawn, much too early for guests, but Tennouji welcomes us with a smile. He even starts prepping some instant coffee.
ずいぶん早起きなんですね、ミスター・ブラウン。
まあな。苗の学校の時間に合わせてるから、基本的に早起きなんだよ。今夏休み中だが、もう習慣になっちまってる。
お嬢さんはまだ寝ているんですか？
うっせえ！苗のこと聞き出してどうするつもりだ。寝込みを襲おうとしたらマジで殺す。
Absolutely not.
しませんよ。
I'm more interested in his wife. There's still no sign of her. Is she asleep too? Or could she be hiding somewhere? I mean, couldn't you tell by the shoes at the door? I'd like to do a thorough search of the house, but of course, that's impossible. And then there's what he said just now about sending Naya off to school. That sounded like something a single father would say. Not necessarily, though. I suspected that FB was Tennouji's wife, but that may have been a mistake. Maybe Tennouji's just another courier after all. Maybe he doesn't even know about FB. There's a possibility that FB might not even be in Akiba. I need answers. But how do I get them? Moeka is just staring at the floor. I can't count on her for any bright ideas. And whether or not Tennouji's wife is FB, I don't think this man will fall for any tricks. I decide to go for the direct approach.
数時間前、この家の前に6人の男が集まり、とあるものを持ってフランスに渡った。そのことについて当然ご存知ですね。
This time, Tennouji doesn't give me his usual macho attitude. He just smiles softly.
それが
IBN5100。あなたは知っているはずだ。
幻のレトロ PC だろう。
This is too easy. He's never this cooperative.
あなたは何者だ？運び屋か？それともラウンダーか？
Instead of answering my question, Tennouji looks straight at Moeka.
おめえは裏切ったのか ?M4。
Moeka jerks upright. M4 is Moeka's code name, something only FB should know.
もしかして FB
Tennouji laughs once, a dry sound.
フェルディナント・ブラウンって知ってるか？
Moeka and I look at each other, confused by the sudden change of topic.
おいおい、ブラウン管を発明したノーベル物理学賞の偉人だぞ。
Tennouji has a thing for brown tubes, I know that. But what does this have to do with anything?
フェルディナント・ブラウン。頭文字は
FB?
あ、
FB
そういうことだ。
Tennouji casually produces a handgun. The motion is so smooth and natural that I don't even recognize it as a gun at first. Its heavy form gives off a chilling black luster. Mr. Braun. The muzzle is pointed at Moeka. No. Moeka and I are unarmed. We didn't plan for this. How could we have? We thought that FB was Tennouji's wife, not the man himself.
一つ聞かせてください。あなたの奥さんは
苗を産んだ時に死んだ。それが
I curse silently. No wonder I've never seen her. She's been dead for years. Tennouji is FB.
そんな。いやいや。
俺への依存の次は現実逃避か？
Keeping his gun trained on Moeka, the man I knew as Mr. Braun laughed scornfully. We're at an overwhelming disadvantage. I was a fool to believe that the direct approach would work. Now my recklessness is going to get both of us killed. No, not both of us. I don't die here. I'm here because I time leap on the 16th. That fact is written in the fabric of this Worldline. So if the tractor field model is right, I can't possibly die now, on the morning of the 15th. My survival is guaranteed by the same force that keeps killing my 80. Do you want to bet on that though? I don't think so. However, Moeka has no such protection. She dies today. It doesn't matter how. She could easily die now, right before my eyes. What am I going to do about it? Nothing. It doesn't matter. My goal is to obtain FB's cell phone and send an email to Moeka in the past. That is the reason I'm here. In any case, I mustn't let his handgun scare me. There's no turning back now. All I can do is stay on the offensive.
あなたがラウンダーの一員だったとはな。セルンの犬だったとはな。
犬か。間違っちゃいねえな。
Tennouji is like a different person today. He's composed. He doesn't get angry, even when I provoke him. You wouldn't expect a man with a gun to be so calm. Is this who he really is? Was the gruff but good-natured storekeeper just an act?
撃てば銃声で娘が目を覚ます。
This would break Suzuha's heart.
だからなんだ。
娘にそんな汚れ仕事をしている姿を見られたいのか。
Yeah, you wouldn't want that.
俺の娘は見た目で判断するような器の小さい女じゃねえんだよ。
Hopefully that's a bluff. I grind my teeth.
よりによってあなたがラウンダーとは橋田鈴はあなたにそんなことをさせるために世話をしてやったんじゃない。
Tennouji's smile stiffens for a second. But then, he slaps his knee and laughs.
なんだよおめえ。すずさんのこと知ってんのか。だったらもっと早く言ってくれよ。
Tennouji and I haven't spoken about Suzuha on this Worldline.
だがな。ずいぶん分かったようなこと言うじゃねえか。すずさんは10年も前に死んだんだ。その当時、岡部は8歳かそこらだろう。なのにすずさんのことが分かるってのか。
わかるさ。
I glare at Tennouji. The anger and frustration are overwhelming.
俺の主観時間では彼女はほんの数週間前までこの時代にいた。
未来を変えるのは君たちにかかってる。私は荷物をこの秋葉原に絶対持ってくるから。そして君たちに責任を持って託すから。お願い、未来を変えてほしい。
I still remember her words vividly. Though it feels like it's been forever since she spoke them. In objective time, it was just a few days ago.
あなたのすぐ近くにいたんだよ。彼女は橋田鈴、いや天音鈴葉はセルンと戦うためにこの時代にやってきたタイムトラベラーだ。
日本。
気づかなかったのか FB。 あなたの恩人は2036年からやってきたんだよ。我がラボの一員ダルの娘だ。鈴葉はセルンを恨んでいた。なのにその鈴葉に世話になったあなたはセルンの犬か。これでは鈴葉が浮かばれないぞ。
でたらめ言ってんじゃねえよ。
Tennouji thrusts his gun at me. I barely manage to keep from flinching.
どうしてこんなことになった。
うるせえな。いろいろあるんだよ。
Complicated? Is that supposed to be an excuse?
本当に FB。
Moeka looks completely lost. Tennouji sighs and lowers his gun.
ああ、そうだ。
Okay.
メールは
全部俺が書いた。なぜ女言葉かって？カムフラージュだよ。正体を隠すためのな。ネットでもネカマなんて腐るほどいるだろ。マジな話、大変だったんだぜ M4。メール送りすぎだタコ。おめえのくだらねえ相談に全列してやったんだ。感謝しろ。
そんな FB は私のお母さんみたいな存在で、私は FB のためなら何だって。
そう仕向けたんだよ。 おめえみたいなメンヘルは簡単に依存してくれるから操りやすい。
もうやめろ。
That's awful. I approach Tennouji, but freeze once he points the gun at me again.
なぜ連絡くれなかったの？
連絡？ああ。IBN5100 を手に入れた時点で、おめえはもう用済みだからだ。
用済み。
That was obvious. I've been telling her this whole time that FB abandoned her. I guess it wasn't real to her until she heard it from FB's own mouth.
ダイレクトメールでメンバーを募集するのは、機密性の保持の観点からするとザルだけどな。それがラウンダーのやり方だ。そして IBN5100 を見つけたメンバーは任務達成となり口封じされる。例外なく全員だ。
What is he saying?
そうすることでセルンと委員会は機密を保持しつつ安い金で俺たちみてえなはみ出し者を利用してるわけだ。あいつらにしてみればラウンダーは全員駒さ。悲しいことにな。
Without dropping a smile, Tennouji takes his gun.
任務達成はすなわち処分確定。扱いとしては犬っつうより家畜だな。
Don't do that, don't do that. You have a daughter. Presses it against the side of his head.
逆らえば家族が危険にさらされるんだ。大事な娘に手出しさせられねえだろ。
おい、よせ。
すずさんには悪いと思ってるよ。ほんと、なんでこんなことになったんだろうな。
He pulls the trigger.
<gasps> なんで。
Tennouji's massive body drops to the floor and sprawls out, motionless. A dark red stain begins to spread over the tatami mats. He's dead. Tennouji's dead. But what about Nae? He didn't get to... Does he have... What? It's over, and I still don't understand what happened. Would he have killed himself even if we hadn't confronted him? Was his death too the will of fate? Tennouji had completed his mission. Maybe he chose to eliminate himself rather than these stern assassins.
バカだ。あなたは。
I bite down hard on my lip. I pound my fist against the floor.
娘を残して。何勝手に死んでるんだよ。
What? He meant to protect her with the sacrifice, but what is Nae supposed to do now? Is Nae in the room next door? Is Nae gonna find his body? He didn't plan anything ahead of time, like send Nae to live with a relative. What was he doing?
しかも、なんで笑いながら死ねるんだよ。
What is going on? All rounders are expendable, he said. Does that mean FB was just another pawn? Is that how CERN operates? That's insanity. This can't be real. Nai, is she still asleep in the next room, blissfully unaware of her father's suicide? And what? He was going to do that and have Nai find the body? Like, that's also selfish. Like, what about Nai's sake? I mean, I feel bad for Mr. Braun too, but what's going to happen tonight? How do I explain this to her? Should I run? Again, strictly speaking, my purpose is to obtain FB's phone. Once I send the D-mail and change the Worldline, all of this will be undone. I can run like a coward and no one will know. Oh no. I timidly slide the door open to Nai's bedroom. It looks like you'd expect. There's a red backpack hanging next to the desk, and there's a futon laid out on the floor. But Nai isn't there. The window is open, the lace curtains are waving as if to invite the fresh morning breeze inside.
いない。
Where did she go? No, don't tell me CERN kidnapped her. I don't even know if she was here when we arrived. None of this makes sense. This isn't the world I know.
携帯を探そう。
I need Tennouji's phone. I'm relieved Naya isn't here. I don't have to tell her about her father's death. I find Tennouji's phone in his pants pocket. I was ready to. If I had to, I never thought he would kill himself. And now I'm looting his dead body like a hyena scavenging for scraps of meat. I make myself want to puke. I leave as soon as I have the phone, dragging the catatonic Moeka with me. We regroup with Kurisu, who is worried sick waiting outside, and hail a taxi. I wish we hadn't spent so much time parked near Tennouji's house. Once the body is found, the police might trace the rental car back to us. Maybe we should have reported it first, but I'd rather not have to answer any questions. Besides, soon none of this will have happened.
そう店長が
First, we take Moeka back to her apartment. There, I explain to Kurisu what happened. Moeka didn't say a word on the way back. Now she's sitting on the floor by the entrance, staring off into space. It must have been quite the shock to hear Tennouji's, FB's confession. The one person she trusted betrayed her. She may never recover. But were Tennouji's actions really a betrayal? I'm not quite convinced. Something fell off back there. Rounders who complete their mission are eliminated, no exceptions. That's what FB said. But in that case, why wasn't Moeka killed? That confuses me too.
なあ、萌か。もしかしたら FB はお前を生かそうとしたのかもしれない。あの人はお前を見捨てたんじゃなくて突き放して生かそうとしたのかも。
This may just be wishful thinking. We'll never know FB's true intentions. But I want to believe that Tennouji did care for her, that there was a place for Moeka somewhere. What am I doing? Why am I trying to comfort Moeka? Maybe I'm just soft.
岡部、今すぐ D メールを送るべきよ。
Kurisu's expression is grave.
今を逃すといろいろ面倒なことに巻き込まれるかもしれないから。
Kurisu had the same thought as me.
あんたの目的はマユリを救うことであってセルンへの復讐じゃないでしょ。私たちが作ったタイムリープマシンのせいで犠牲が出るのは気持ちのいいこと。
ああ、そうだな。
FB's phone is in my possession. There's no longer any reason to stay on this Worldline. You gotta go now. It's only a matter of time until the police come looking for us. I should send the D-mail immediately. When I do, the present will be reconstructed. Tennouji will still be alive. Moeka will still be in contact with FB. I mean, if we get the IBM 5100, then Tennouji won't have to die, right? And at last, the IBM 5100 will return to me. I just need to think about saving Mayuri, and all will be well.
ダルはもうラボに来ていると思うか？
電話してみる。
I'll send the same message I tried to send earlier from Moeka's phone. Only this time, it'll be from FB's phone. When Moeka sees it, she'll believe it to be an order from FB. Knowing her dependence on FB, she'll obey without question. It makes me sick to be taking advantage of Moeka's vulnerabilities like this. It's better than fighting her physically. How am I any different from FB?
あと5分くらいでラボに着くって。
In Okabe, you're different than FB. So we will just wait until then.
ねえ、さっき店長の家でのことだけど。
After closing her phone, Kurisu glances at Moeka and lowers her voice.
私、外で見張ってて、銃声が聞こえて、その直後ぐらいに、あの子の姿。
あの子。
I ask, even though I already know the answer. There's only one person it could be.
なえちゃん。
Oh no.
家の裏口から走り去っていった。
Oh.
呼び止めようとしたら目があったわ。
Kurisu bites her lip as if fighting an unpleasant memory. It happened right after she heard the gunshot. If that's true, then Naya saw her father die. She saw her father die and ran away. There's a knock on the door. Someone's here. Who? Moeka, who'd been squatting by the entrance, slowly lifts her head. This is wrong. The timing's too perfect. Today, Kiryu Moeka dies. This Worldline has already proved that fate. Don't open the door. Has it come for her already? Moeka reaches for the doorknob.
よせ！開けるな！
I try to stop her. But it's too late. Moeka is already turning the doorknob. The door opens slowly. And there stands
こんにちは。
Night. How'd she know where... How did she know how to come here? An innocent greeting. A child's voice. Familiar. How did she find this place? How did she get here? That's what I'm thinking. Why did she come here? She ran away. Our eyes met. Right after I heard the gunshot. Nai steps up to Moeka. Moeka's body blocks my view. The next instant, Moeka drops her knees like a string-cut puppet. Huh? An innocent laugh. Hands dyed with blood. Oh my god. A cleaver in her hand. Oh my goodness.
嘘でしょ。
嘘じゃない。
Naya's lips twist into a victorious sneer. She looks straight at me, her eyes burning with intense hatred. Those aren't the eyes of a child. What's going on here? Naya? Is this really Naya?
私は 許さない。
The venom in her voice chills me to the bone.
父さんを死に追いやったお前たちを絶対に許さないから。私がこの手で殺してやるまで許さないから。
Kurisu and I stare in shocked silence. Neither of us can move a muscle.
岡部倫太郎、
My heart skips a beat. I feel like someone just walked over my grave.
お前は15年後に殺す。それまで怯えて待ってなさい。
Nai tosses the knife away and leaves, laughing all the while. I hear the sound of her footsteps pattering down the stairs. Soon, they fade away, leaving us in silence. What is going on?
Hi. 今のはなんだ。悪魔か。何かが取り付いていたのか。
My entire body is shaking. I have to struggle just to move a finger.
いや、それよりも萌香が。
Moeka's clothes are soaked in blood. There's a gaping wound in her abdomen where Naya stabbed her. I don't... What?
落ち着け。
Kurisu yells for me to come to my senses, and then she takes out her phone.
キリュウさんの容体を見て、私は救急車を。待って。それより先に D メールを送ってしまった方がいいのかもしれない。
We should send the D-mail. Even now, Kurisu's calm. She doesn't sound calm, but she's trying to be as rational as possible. I feel an irrational surge of anger at her composure, but I know she's right. I mean, we need her to be composed. I think she's traumatized too. Once I send the D-mail, this Worldline will be undone. Don't be mad at Kurisu here. I know that, but I still run to Moeka's side. When I lift her up in my arms, I see that her chest is already covered in blood.
Moeka!
She's my enemy.
しっかりしろ！おい！
She killed Maedi.
聞こえるか？Moeka!
I can't understand her. I can't forgive her. And yet, I can't help but call her name. Because in a sense, she's a victim too. Moeka slowly opens her eyes. Her eyes are blank and unfocused. She's fading fast. She tries to speak, but her voice catches in her throat. I bring my ear closer to her lips.
私あなたの大切な人を殺したから。
Yes, you did. Countless times. Not on this Worldline, but on others.
But you...
The will of fate.
ごめんなさい。
あ。
ごめんなさい。
I silently squeeze Moeka's hand. Moeka doesn't squeeze back. She no longer has the strength.
私にとっては FB しかいなくて、私にとっての居場所、そこだけで守るためなら殺す。恨まれて当然。ごめんなさい。
But this Moeka didn't hurt Mayuri, didn't kill Mayuri.
許すよ。
The words come to my lips unbidden. But as soon as I speak them, I understand why. Moeka does not kill Mayuri on this world line. Even if she could, it would not happen until tomorrow. This Moeka, the one dying in my arms, is innocent. And yet, even now she says, I'm sorry. How can I not answer her?
許す。
Perhaps the words are meaningless. Forgiving Moeka will not cure Naya's hate. Neither will Moeka's death. I don't even know if I truly mean what I'm saying. But still, I remember what Kurisu said. My goal is to save Mayuri, not to avenge her. So here now.
お前を許す。
The anguish seems to fade from Moeka's face. Her eyes slowly close. A tear slides down Moeka's cheek. Her hand slips from my grasp. She is no longer breathing. Biting my lip, I lay Moeka to rest on the floor. I place her purple phone in her hands.
岡部、
Kurisu calls me in a weak voice.
D メールを送るべきだと思う。
Yeah.
もう準備はできてる。
あ、
Moeka and FB are gone, but Mayuri's fate remains unchanged. The universe demands her death.
なあ、クリスティーナ。D メールを送って。ダイバージェンスが変わったら、萌香はそこで生きていると思うか、それとも死んだままだと思うか。
あんたが言っていたアトラクタフィールド理論で考えるなら、ダイバージェンスが 1% 以上なら生きている確率は高くなる。ごめん、こんな思いやりもクソもない言い方しかできなくて。
いや、いいんだ。
I stand up. Moeka's blood clings to my hands. It won't come off even when I wipe it with a tissue. I stop trying and take out FB's phone. I nod to Kurisu. She calls Daru and tells him to activate the phone wave deemed subject to change. I take one last look at Moeka's body lying there. Stop search. PC unneeded. Stand by. The world warps. Once the distortion dissipates, Kurisu's gone. So is Moeka's body. The phone I'm gripping is my own. FB's phone has disappeared. I look at my hands. They're clean. No blood. No knife on the floor either. Everything was undone. But then why am I in this room? There are 2 bottles of Dr. P on the coffee table. Both are open. One is nearly empty, but the other is still full. I jump at the sound of a running shower. After a few minutes, Moeka comes out of the bathroom, expressionless.
生きてる。
Moeka sits down on the tatami mats, not questioning why I'm here. She takes out her purple phone and begins typing a mail. It feels like forever since I've seen her lightning speed typing. I don't need an IBN 5100 anymore, Moeka. This mail doesn't make sense. It reads like Moeka and I were discussing the IBN 5100 just moments ago. Of course, that's exactly what happened on this Worldline. That explains why I'm here.
必要ないとは。
My supervisor told me to stop looking.
上司 FB か。
So FB is still alive. I feel relief, but also fear. I mustn't forget that he is my enemy. For now, however, I'm more interested in what Moeka just said. FB cancelled her mission to retrieve the IBN 5100.
任務達成はすなわち処分確定。扱いとしては犬っつうより家畜だな。
I recall his last words. Perhaps he cancelled her mission so that they wouldn't be eliminated. Wait, do we not remember sending the demon? But I don't think that will prevent their deaths. They cannot escape their fate.
私がこの手で殺してやるまで許さないから。
Cover my ears. I can't get that childish yet hate-filled voice out of my head. On that Worldline, I turned an innocent girl into a murderer. I bite my lip hard enough to draw blood. The Worldline has already been undone. But how will things turn out on this new Worldline? No, there's no point thinking about it. If the plan worked, then the IBN 5100 should already be back in my possession. And if that's the case, then there's no need to stay on this Worldline either. On the way back to the lab, I stop by the Vtube workshop and peek in through the window. The 42-inch CRT is powered on, and Tennouji, FB, is lounging in front of it, reading the sports pages. FB is still alive. His daughter, Nai, has no reason to hate anyone now. That was scary. I climbed the stairs to the lab. There's nobody here but Kurisu.
桐生萌香のアパートに行ったか。
は？
Kurisu pauses her at-channel browsing session to look at me in confusion.
萌香さんのアパート？私が？行ってないけど。
そうか。
どういうことよ？
いや、言っていないならいいんだ。
I cut across the lounge and head straight for the development room. In the middle of that room sits the time leap machine. After a glance at the time leap machine, I scan the shelves.
あった。
A large, familiar cardboard box. Thank goodness. Okay, I was right. Inside the box is the IBM 5100, the legendary retro PC stolen to me by a twist of fate. At last, it has returned. The long battle is finally over. I did it. We can save Mayuri.
出るスーパーハカースーパーハカーカモン
I can't contain my excitement. My heart is beating like a jackhammer.
橋田ならいないわよ。コミマに行くって言ってたじゃない。
Oh, right. In that case, he won't return until evening. I can't wait that long. So I fire up the time leap. So I fire up the time machine and leap. As shape and color return to the world, I see Daru in front of his computer, sleepily playing in eroge. Kurisu's napping on the sofa. She probably just got done with her all-nighter on the time leap machine. Mighty's not around. She probably went to Lukako's to beg him to cosplay.
Daru! Christina!
Kurisu jerks awake.
これよりオペレーションベルダンディ最終フェーズを開始する。
My sonorous declaration earns only blank stares. Why are they so slow?
ダル IBN5100 だ。だからではない。 IBN5100 があるのだよ。
そりゃあるっしょ。オカリンが持ってきたんじゃん。
そうだ、俺が持ってきた。柳林神社からな。
オカリン、今日はやけにテンション高くね？
ちょっとぐらい寝かせろよ。
Kurisu rubs her eyes and complains. She looks dead tired.
徹夜明けなんだから。
ダル、一つ聞くが IBN5100 の使い方について勉強はしたか？
は？まあ一応。コミマ前のクソ忙しい時期に僕って偉すぎじゃね？イギリスだったらナイトの称号もらえるレベル。
ならば今日からお前のことをサースーパーハッカーと呼ぼう。
だが断る。
くだらない会話は自重しろ。頭が痛くなる。
We finally made it back. If Daddy knows how to use the IBN 5100, then we can hack CERN right now.
全ラボ面に告げる。
Mighty's not here, but it's actually more convenient.
長き戦いにいよいよ決着をつける時が来た。すなわちラグナロックが開始されるのだ。本作戦の概要はすなわちセルン本部の最深部に隠された極秘データを IBN5100 によるクラッキングで破壊することである。エシュロンなる卑劣な電子機器により奴らは我らの極秘情報をかすめ取った。天津さえそれをもとに我らを特定し、我らが開発した人類の夢タイムマシンの強奪をも目論んだ。研究機関でありながらその裏で時空の支配者の座を望み非道なるゼリーマン実験を行う奴らに今こそ正義の鉄槌を下そうではないか。そして真の時空の支配者がどちらなのか奴らの目にしかと刻みつけてやれ。戦いが終わった時世界を陰で牛耳る支配構造はついに崩壊し再構成されるだろう。そう、我らが望んだ混沌がついに訪れるのだ。
まあうるさい。
Okabe, I understand. I've been here the whole time with you, but no one else knows what's going on right now, so... Kurisu gets fed up and rises from the sofa.
一体何なの？
オカリンの心の闇は誰にもわからんでござる。
そもそも設定じゃ岡部は狂気のマッドサイエンティストじゃなかった？なのになんで正義の鉄槌とか言っちゃってるんだ。
ついカッとなってやったんじゃね？今は反省してるかも。
お前たちごちゃごちゃ言っていないで準備しろ。
準備って何ぞ？
だから今言っただろう。セルンへのクラッキングだ。
クラッキングは良くないと思う。
なんという優等生的発言。お前は委員長か。
捕まりたいの？
そういう問題ではない。
I fight the urge to grind my teeth. Instead, I fix Kurisu with my stare.
俺は このターニングポイントへ到達するためにこれまで戦ってきた。今こそアルファ世界線を離脱しマユリを救う。邪魔をするというなら誰だろうと許さん。絶対にだ。
岡部、
必死すぎ。
We should probably explain everything without the Chunibyo filter on top. I've got a good reason. To them, only half an hour has passed since the time leap machine was built. But to me, many days have passed since this ordeal began.
頼む。
I bow my head deeply.
俺の願いを聞いてくれ。
Or else Mighty will die, and in 26 years, the world will be ruled by CERN. Suzuha's sacrifice will have been for nothing. Dada claps me on the shoulder, then smiles broadly and thrusts his thumb skyward.
別にあんたのためにクラッキングするんじゃないんだからね。
これはひどい。
I burst out in laughter. Sir's super hacker, Tsundere version, is here to save the day. I couldn't have asked for a better right-hand man. As Dadu hooks up the IBM 5100 to his PC, I explain the situation one more time. Let's hope this is the last.
つまり全ての元凶は俺が最初にダルに当てて送ったメールにある。それがセルンのエシュロンに捕らえられてしまったせいでラウンダーに目をつけられた。結果マユリは殺され、俺たち3人はセルンに拉致され、タイムリープマシンは強奪される。
Some years after that, I assume Dadu and I escaped and formed the resistance to which Suzuha belonged.
どれだけ回避しようとしてもダメだった。世界はアトラクタフィールド理論により同じ結末へと収束してしまう。
それもし全部妄想だったらオカリンはラノベ作家になれると思うお。
事実だ。すべてな。マユリの死を避けるためには
And to free Suzuha's future from CERN.
アルファ世界線から脱出するしかない。これまでに歪ませた事象をすべて取り消すことでそれは可能になると俺は考えている。つまり目指すべきは俺がダルに最初の D メールを送る前のベータ世界線。そこへ到達するためエシュロンに捉えられた最初のメールデータをセルンのデータベースから削除しなくてはならないのだ。
If what Suzuha said is correct, then erasing that data will take us over 1% divergence and back to the beta Worldline. It was just one short email, barely 36 bytes, but it changed the course of human history. The butterfly effect.
面白いわね。
Kurisu mutters as she sips her hot coffee. Looks like she's already recovered from her exhaustion.
マキセ氏は信じるん？
Looks like she's already recovered from her exhaustion.
仮説としてはね。できれば客観的データが欲しいところだけど、それはさすがに無理だし。
安心しろ。お前が改良を施したタイムリープマシンの出来はガチだった。
当然でしょ。
She doesn't deny it. That's just like Kurisu.
それに IBN5100 でのハッキングはもともと予定してたことだし。とにかくアクセスしてみて、もしそこにメールデータが存在していたなら岡部の言葉は事実だと証明される。
要するに考えるな、感じるんだということですね。わかります。
いや、逆にわかんないけど。
考えるよりやってみろということだ。
Dadu extracts his body from the space behind the desk, plops himself on the chair, and wipes away his sweat.
つなぎ終わったお。ちょっと設定いじらないとダメだけど、 10分しないうちに始められる。
Okay.
よし。
それにしても元凶となった最初のメールね。それってあれでしょ？ ATF で見せてもらったやつ。私が死んでたとかなんとか。
そうだ。ラジカンでお前が殺されているのを目撃した俺はダルにそれを伝えるメールを送った。ダルはたまたま電話レンジカッコ仮の実験中で放電現象が起きて。
My voice trails off. Something is telling me to stop. Fear rises in my chest, and a sudden, terrible certainty that I am missing something vital. I frantically replayed the conversation in my head. We must cancel all of our changes to the timeline so far. The very first email started it all. The one that said I died or something. Return to the Worldline that existed before I sent the first email. An icy fist seizes my heart, and I turn to Kurisu with a look of pure terror. Our eyes meet. Those eyes of hers no longer show the sharp defiance from when we first met. Instead, they glow warmly with the light of curiosity.
何よ。
I was right. I'd missed something vital. Something dire. The Worldline I set my sights on to save Maedi. The Worldline upon which Suzuha staked her hope for the future. The Worldline I am at last poised to reach at the end of this long struggle. On that Worldline, Maedi lives. On that Worldline, CERN fails. And on that Worldline, on the 8th floor of Radicon, Makise Kurisu dies.